What's going on, everybody? My name is Stickman Reaper, and this is a video that I'm posting for the wonderful people at Radiant Worlds, the people who created SkySaga. First off, the game is amazing, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to get into it and have a lot of fun in it, because I have put a lot of time into it. So, but this video is a video that I wanted to create, kind of giving you guys a couple of ideas that I have had while playing. There will be a screenshot of my profile in-game so that everybody can see that I've got a decent amount of time in this, so that you guys don't think that I've only been playing 20 minutes and hey, I have a whole billion ideas of making the game easier to play. No, these aren't necessarily ideas to make the game easier, but they are ideas to make it a little more user-friendly in certain aspects. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? So the first aspect I wanted to talk about is combat. So, and first part of that is shield use. For me, shields are a little too powerful. They don't seem to offer a negative effect while using them. So I would like to see, me personally, would like to see a negative effect attached to a shield. So, like, for me, I have three ideas of how this can be implemented. The first one is, while using a shield, like while blocking with a shield, your stamina slowly decreases. And as soon as you hit 0 stamina, you are no longer blocking. Your shield drops until you hit a specific amount of stamina, like 25% stamina, then you can block again. The second way would be, while your shield is up, you no longer regain stamina, and you can't block if you hit 0 stamina. So as of like right now, with the way shields work, when your shield is up, you slowly regain stamina. When you stop blocking, your stamina stops regenerating for a brief time, and then starts regenerating faster. Now the last way is a little more complex to implement in regards of like programming, and is probably a little, I think it might be a little too complex for the combat system, the way you guys have it designed, is a reactive shield combat. Basically blocking as somebody's attacking to block that attack, but you can't just hide behind your shield constantly. So there's my idea on changing how shields work to make combat a little more interactive, instead of just having people hide behind a shield until you run out of stamina and then just attack you again. So that's kind of my idea on how to change that. A second, or the next idea I have for changing combat would be overhanded swings. And right now, overhanded swings are when you leave the ground. So if you jump or you step on top of a piece of decor and then jump off or step off of it, while you're in the ground, while you're off the ground, your attack will be an overhand swing. It has a longer wind-up time, it does more damage, but it also costs more stamina. Me personally, I think that that should be a style of attack that we have direct control over, instead of it just happening while we're off the ground. And a big example of this is PvP. You get a lot of people who wear heavy armor running around with warhammers or just other two-handed weapons, bunny hopping and attacking to get that extra attack damage without really having to worry about an attack speed. So I think that changing that from just having that attack happen while you're off the ground to using that as a replacement for the control attack, holding the control button and attacking for the charge attack, might be a little more interactive and more user-friendly for combat purposes, at least for two-handed weapons and dual weapons. That would stop the heavy armored bunnies running around with big axes, warhammers and such. So, the next idea I have is bows. Now, for me, bows are a little underpowered. I mean, I don't even use them. They just don't do enough damage for me. But my idea is not necessarily just straight increasing the damage of bows, but allowing people to make special types of arrows. So I was on the forums, and people are pretty happy about being able to build arrows out of handcrafting, so you can build arrows anywhere you want. But there's also almost as many people who are kind of sad that you can't build arrows out of the forge. So my idea for that would be to still allow players to build arrows by hand, but they don't increase the damage of the bow. So the bow damage would stay the same where it is now. But you would allow players to build arrows out of the forge or the anvil. I think it's the anvil. Anvil. So you'd allow players to build arrows out of the anvil, and they would be able to pick and choose the metal and woods, which would then increase the damage of the bow. But it would cost more materials. So instead of building them for 25 stacks, or a stack of 25, it would be like a stack of 10 or something. But that would increase the damage of the bow. But it would also still allow players to build arrows anywhere they want via handcrafting. Alright, so those are my ideas on how to change a few things in combat, but not necessarily change how combat works. So now, I'm going to give a couple of ideas on non-combat stuff, specifically like decor and the like. So the first one is trees. I personally think that trees are a little hard to get, or they're not hard, but they're a little time consuming to get because of how much stuff just takes wood. And like from the description, I assume axes are there to cut down trees, because the description states that they're more effective at cutting down trees. So the fact that axes take longer to take a tree brick down, a tree block, than a pickaxe, to me shows that axes just aren't fully implemented yet, that they will be more effective at taking a tree down. One of the things that I would absolutely love to see, and anybody who plays Minecraft, specifically modded Minecraft or anything alike, will know what I'm talking about, is tree capitation. And the idea of tree capitation is, for those of you who don't know, hitting the bottom block of a tree and then breaking the bottom block of a tree, and then the entire tree basically falls down as if you hit every block of that tree with a pickaxe. So you get all of the materials that were in the tree, including anything attached to the tree, beehives, apples, dates, anything like that, just by hitting the bottom block. Now, for me, I think axes should be where that is, but not every axe. I think every axe should do to trees what pickaxes do right now. So one hit takes a block down. But building an axe in a specific way would cause that axe to decapitate the tree, basically tree-capitating, and cause the entire tree to fall by just hitting the bottom block. So that's kind of my idea for trees and axes, and I'm pretty sure that you guys have something in store for axes, because right now they're kind of useless. At least for me they are. I mean, they take too much stamina, they don't do enough damage, and pickaxes take trees down faster. Okay, so for kind of the last simple thing I wanted to talk about is wooden blocks, wooden building blocks, like basically wood plank blocks. They take too long to build, and it's not feasible to actually build them. Let me put it to you in perspective. For building 3 blocks out of a forge of wood takes 90 seconds. Now, I use 3 forges, so you get basically 9 bricks of wood every 90 seconds. So in order to make a full stack of 250 wooden blocks, I hope my math's correct here, but it'll take roughly 42 minutes of constantly filling the forges with wood in order to make these blocks. Now, to me, that takes way too much time. So I don't even bother actually making blocks. I just go out into an adventure world and disassemble a house and basically tear all the wood out of it. Now, I don't know if that's your guys' intention, but that's kind of how I do it. I would like to see wood be easier to manufacture. So instead of it being 90 seconds for 3 blocks, maybe increase it from just 1 block being built at a time to 10 blocks being built at a time. But then, increase it from 8 to like 30 or 40 or however many wood planks you want it to be. But just increase the amount of blocks that are made at any given time to make it more viable of building them instead of just going out in the world and disassembling a house. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about is kind of just an idea. I don't know if you guys will actually like it or not, but for me this is a really cool idea. The idea is allowing us to purchase with knots unlimited use base building bricks. So like cloudstone, windstone, and earthstone. Basically allowing us to take knots and buy an unlimited use block of each one of those. Now I know that kind of sounds a little iffy, but you wouldn't be able to craft with those. They'd only count as 1 block. And any blocks placed by that unlimited block would be destroyed when tried to gather instead of put into your backpack. So it's as if it was hit by a black powder bomb or a black powder grenade. So that people don't have to spend nearly as much time gathering simple blocks in order to go have fun and build. Like for me, I built added on and finished the castle in the Jungle Castle Island, and it took me like 4.5 hours to gather all of the Windstone, Earthstone, Windstone, Bloodstone, and Skystone to finish it. And I personally think that for the building aspect of it, the building and the constructing of buildings, giving us an unlimited use base building block would be a lot easier, and it would help the players build a lot more instead of having, us having to go out and spend hours and hours gathering blocks and stacks of blocks and stacks of blocks to use. Now that's just an idea. I won't be surprised if that doesn't make it in. I don't have a problem with it, but that's just kind of an idea for me. Alright, so there is my few ideas that I had in kind of giving subtle changes to the game to make it a little more user-friendly in certain aspects, making combat a little more interesting and a little less not interesting, I guess, like campy or strange in the case of, heavily armored bunnies with giant warhammers. But, so that's, everything I have. If anybody watching this has any other ideas, or if you liked an idea or disliked an idea, let me know in the comments. If you disliked an idea, please let me know why you disliked it. Give me a reason why that idea might not be a good idea. If you did, or if you have ideas of your own, put them in the comments. And if you read an idea that you personally like from the comments, like it, try to get it up to the top so that everybody can see it, and possibly even the developers can see it, so that we can get some ideas to the developers about how we think the game should be changed in subtle ways to make it just that little more user-friendly for new players when the game goes into open beta, or whenever the game gets ready to release. The people who have been playing it for hundreds and hundreds of hours have kind of put in some minor ideas to help make the game just that much better for the people who are coming in. But thank you very much for watching. My name has been Stickman Reaper. You guys have been awesome, and have a good one, everybody, and hope to see you in the game.